Okay, so today's lesson is going to show you how to annotate for indirect characterization. So there's a couple to prepare. The first thing I'd like you to do is take a picture of my screen. This is the steal method for indirect characterization. When an author reveals a character, they often reveal who this person is through the way that they speak, through their thoughts, the effect on others, their actions, and their looks. A well-developed character is revealed in all 5 manners. So what we're going to do today is we are going to annotate for indirect characterization as we begin reading The Crucible. So you've taken a picture of this. The next thing I'd like you to take a picture is of this list of words. Now this is just a general list of adjectives that my students and I have come up with, and these cover many of the characters in The Crucible. Now this is a working list, so I'm sure you and your teachers will add to it, and we will as well. So please take a quick picture of this. These 2 images will help you throughout the play as we really focus on characterization and character development. Just split my screen now. So when we are indirectly characterizing, we want to take 3 steps. And if you look at my post-it note, these are the 3 steps that we are going to be taking in this video. The first step is when we find a piece of evidence that we think really shows the true colors of a character, we are going to first identify which of the 5 methods of indirect characterization are in the evidence. So the first step is to identify which one of these steal method is being seen in the textual evidence. The second thing we want to do is select a good adjective, or maybe adjectives, to describe the character in the evidence. So that would be select a word or 2 from this list. The last thing that you want to do is explain why you pick those words to describe the person. A great way to do this is to just use the word because. It forces an explanation. So in Act 1, I am going to be annotating the excerpts. You may in your class have read the entire text, and I'm just going to look at one of the specific lines. I'm going to do this 3 times. So today I'm going to be characterizing Abigail. Again, we are in Act 1. And the first piece of evidence I selected is when Abigail and Paris are having their first conversation. Their first conversation is about how Paris busted all the girls dancing naked, conjuring spirits in the woods. And Abigail knows she's in trouble because she knows she should not have been doing that. So she says to Paris, her uncle, "I would never hurt Betty. I love her dearly." Well, we all know that Abigail is probably not telling the truth. Abigail is not a truthful person. It's important to understand what type of indirect characterization is seen here. This is what Abigail is saying. So we might know that she is manipulative, but in this piece of evidence, what she is saying is that she loves her cousin. So what is she trying to convince people of? We have to come back to our list. Well, she's trying to convince people that she is compassionate, that she's loving, that she loves, and she would never do anything to Betty. Now, most people who love their family members don't actually have to say it. People just know because you show it. But Abigail feels the need to say it because she's not the nicest person. Okay, so let's look at my annotation. I have to do 3 things. I have to identify which one of the 5 methods of indirect characterization it is. Then I have to select a good adjective to describe her. And then I have to explain why Abigail is the way I've described her in the evidence. So let's look over here. What Abigail says, number 1, so it's the way that she speaks, reveals that she wants people to believe she is compassionate. That's step number 2, my vocabulary word. Because she has to tell people she is a good person instead of actually being one. Now I've explained why it reveals that she wants people to believe she's compassionate. Okay, let's try this again. Later on in the same scene, Abigail and Paris are talking. Paris says to Abigail, "Is there any other cause that you have told me for your being discharged from Goody Proctor's service? I've heard it said, and I tell you as I heard it, that she comes so rarely to the church this year, for she will not sit so close to something soiled." What signified that remark? Okay, so here, Paris is basically calling Abigail out. Now, Abigail used to work for John Proctor and Goody Proctor, and she was fired. And we don't know really why she was fired, but it's rumored that she was fired because she had an affair with John Proctor. And now Goody Proctor, who Goody just means Mrs. Goody Proctor won't come to church because she doesn't want to sit next to somebody so soiled or dirty. So we have a woman who's very, very virtuous who won't come to church because there's somebody so dirty like Abigail there. So first up, we have to identify which of the 5 types of indirect characterization is seen here. And it's the effect. It's how other people perceive her. And other people do not perceive her highly. So Abigail's effect is that other people in the village, okay, well, this is a harder vocabulary word. So let's look over. When I was looking at the list, I didn't see anything that resembled spoiled or dirty, or trashy, but I did see virtuous. And virtuous means of good morals, good values, church going, and that's what Goody Proctor is. And Abigail seems like the exact opposite. So even though unvirtuous is not a word on our vocabulary traits list, I think we can manipulate this word a little bit to fit. So Abigail's effect is that other people in the village believe she's unvirtuous because people think that she had an affair with John Proctor, and this is a sin. So I've done all 3 of my steps. Okay, we'll do one more. At the end of this section of text, Abigail says, "My name is good in the village. I will not have it said my name is soiled. Goody Proctor is a gossiping liar." Well, maybe she is, but from what we know, she's not a gossiping liar. And Abigail is saying this because she's trying to spread rumors about Goody Proctor. Why is she trying to spread rumors about Goody Proctor? Well, when people are all talking smack about you, and you probably did what people are saying, a lot of times the reaction people have is instead of defending your actions because you know you're wrong, you start spreading rumors about other people, trying to make their character look bad. So then people don't believe them. So Abigail is spreading rumors about Goody Proctor so people think she's the liar and not Abigail. So when I was looking for a vocabulary word, I came over here, and the 2 words that stood out to me were resentful and vindictive. Resentful because I think she was a little salty and angry about people talking about her, but then also vindictive because her reaction is to get back at Goody Proctor by spreading rumors. So I'm going to use both. What Abigail says or her actions, now you could use either here because she says she's a gossiping liar, but spreading rumors is an action or behavior. So what Abigail says or her actions show that she is resentful and vindictive because she is mad at Goody Proctor, so she wants to spread rumors about her. We took these 3 steps. So think of this Post-it note as you continue to annotate. Take this Post-it note with you everywhere. And every time you highlight characterization, try to take these 3 steps because I promise it will help.